The train that comes in from the coast, Whitby to Pickering with the NYMR. In the north of England is a train that comes in from the coast. It's the NYMR, and it runs from Whitby to Pickering. And the North Yorkshire Moors Railway is now a museum of steam-driven power in motion. And it's special. It's the past and present in one, and its first whistle blew a long time ago. It was in 1836 that its first horse-drawn train pulled out of Whitby. And then, after leaving the cheering crowds behind, it became very quickly clear that this was to be no normal ride on a train. It was, instead, to be a journey of beauty. For the country through which this train passed was possibly the best in all England. There were the rises and falls of the dales, and the pastel shades of the moors that changed with the shadows of the wind-driven clouds. And in complete wild contrast were the rivers that savagely cut their ways through to the sea. And all this from the comfort of a carriage that was going with the speed of its horses. And there was peace. There were the villages sitting in hollows, and there were the farms that dotted the horizon. And so it was that the horses provided the power to connect. But then, just 10 years later, came the age of the steam and great change. The line was modernised, and one single track became two, and the NYMR thrived. And for the next 100 years it provided the villages and towns on its routes with all that was required for life. But then came the 1950s and the power of the roads. Lorries and cars were cheaper and more convenient than rail, and the LYMR slid into decline. And then, in 1965, and very sadly, the last whistle blew and the last train left Whitby. The line then fell asleep. But it didn't stay sleeping forever. In 1973, after much work and many years of loving restoration, the line was reopened as a fully working museum. And once again it became possible to travel through beauty once more. But of course, this wouldn't have been possible without the many dedicated enthusiasts who gave up their time to achieve this. But the NYMR isn't only a museum. It's now doing that which a railway should do. It has, once again, become an essential part of everyday Northern English life. And now, just like then, it's still being driven by the magic of steam. The line that comes in from the coast is still there, and under full steam, and waiting for you. The North Yorkshire Moors Railway, the train that comes in from the coast.